So I'm going to literally teach any life insurance agent right now in this video how to sell 2 policies per day like their life depended on this. Now, the reason I make this video is because I just got off of training with a new agent that works with me. I gave him this advice, and I'm going to give you this advice, and literally you can see he said, I spent like 10 minutes in the discovery, and then ultimately he said, great training. And I was like, dude, if you just do this, and if every life insurance agent does this, I promise you will sell 2 policies every single day as long as you get your 5 presentations. And all you need to know, this is the secret sauce that I'm going to give to you that allowed me to sell over $500,000 of life insurance as a final expense life insurance agent over the phone. And what you first need to know that is most important is what I'm going to teach you about the discovery. The discovery is where the sale is made. Okay, what is the discovery, you might ask? The discovery is where you ask questions to get the prospect to open up about their problems, why they're looking for life insurance, why they needed the life insurance, and what they've done in the past. So let me explain why this is so important. The discovery is made up of 3 questions. Okay, why are you looking for life insurance? So what is the goal? Okay, so you got to get a clear goal. Like they want to tell you, hey, I want to make sure that my burial expenses are taken care of. Number 2, you got to understand the pain or the who. And number 3, you got to understand why have they not purchased in the past, okay? But where the sale is made, where you're going to make 2 sales every single day is in question number 2. And this is the pain. And what I taught this agent is understand this concept. Okay, a lot of times that you're in the process of asking questions and your prospect's not going to open up to you. They just say, oh, I want to cover burial expenses. Well, I just want to make sure that my family is taken care of. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are they going to buy? Well, you might feel like sometimes people are only at a level of number 2. 1 being they're not going to buy ever, and 10 being, oh my gosh, I'm asking questions. They're answering every question. I know without a doubt that they're going to buy life insurance. But the sale is made when you can get your clients to become like an 8 or a 9 in the pain or need level. And when you have that feeling, that allows you to present the numbers. But the problem that prevents life insurance agents from making money is that they typically only get a number 2 pain, a number 3 pain, or number 4 pain, and they expect the client to buy, but there's no need. There's not enough pain. There's not enough emotion. There's not enough feeling. There's not enough need. So if you need to understand something, when the price, okay, is less than the value of the life insurance, they will not buy. But when the value is greater than the pain or the price, people equal buy. And how you do this, Peter, you might ask. And this is all coming down to this scale that you need to understand. The 1 to 10 scale. You need to ask questions like, what is that going to look like for your family? Who is that going to be responsible? When you're going through your discovery, the more times that your client answers one of your questions, like how is that going to make you feel? She goes from a 1 to a 5 in pain level. When she says, what does that look like for you, Miss Betty, when you pass away? What's your daughter going to have to do? She's going to go from a 5 to a 7 in pain. And slowly you'll inch your way down this 1 to 10 chart. And eventually, when you feel comfortable, you will present the options and make the money. But again, a lot of times we don't know what questions to ask. And I want to give you guys the questions to ask that will allow you to open up your prospect to go from a level 2, 3, or 4 pain to a level 8, 9, or 10 so that you know whoever you speak to, you are going to close. Okay, so what is a 1 to 5? These people are surface level. They're very like, I don't know, it's going to be hard for my family. Or, I don't know, I want to leave some money to my family. Or, I'm just thinking I should leave something to my kids. There's not a lot of depth. You are missing depth. And what you must understand to become an incredible life insurance agent is that if you get deep into their emotions, you get deep into their feeling, you get deep into what they're trying to uncover and unpack, you will sell more people. But the problem is a lot of agents are too scared to ask the deep questions. And these deep questions, I promise you, will make you more money. The first deep question that you want to ask is, what does that, let me give you some eyes here, look like, okay? So Miss Betty, oh my gosh, your daughter's going to be stuck with your burial expenses? Well, help me understand that. What is that going to look like for her? What is she going to have to do to come up with the money? What is she going to do? This allows Miss Betty to paint the picture, and she's going to explain, well, she's going to have to knock on doors. She's going to have to raise a GoFundMe, which illuminates the pain and allows her to go from a 2 to a 5 or a 6, okay? But you might ask, what happens if the Miss Betty's like, I don't know what she's going to have to do. I don't know what that's going to look like. Your job is to go from a 2 to a 10. So what do you need to do? In order to go from a 2 to a 10 or inch your way down the pain scale is that you need to ask more questions, harder, deeper questions, such as, well, Miss Betty, really walk me through that. If you really thought about it, what would your daughter have to do? And then she's gonna open up and she's gonna explain how bad her situation is. And when she explains the situation, guess what's happening? She is inching slowly down the pain scale, and she is causing herself to become into an emotional state where she's going to want to buy. So that's question number 1. What is that going to look like? Question number 2 is all about emotions. What is that? How is that going to make you feel? Okay, a feel question is an emotional depth question. Because people buy life insurance on how it's going to make them feel. It's a product that they're never going to experience. So if you have a question like, how is that going to make you feel? Think about this on the pain chart. If Miss Betty's like, I don't know, it's going to be nice to have life insurance. Now she's only at a 2. But if you ask her, well, hey, Miss Betty, well, walk me through this. How is that going to make you feel if you could put a solution in place to make sure that your daughter was taken care of? She's going to say, it's going to give me the peace of mind. Well, when you say it's going to give you the peace of mind, what does that look like? Or what does that mean to you? Well, I'm going to go to bed at night knowing that no matter what, my daughter is going to be taken care of and I'm going to feel amazing. From asking that one question, the feel question, you can slowly inch your way down to this pain scale. So if you want to simply make more money as a life insurance agent, you don't want to give quotes ever in this quartile. You never want to give quotes 1 to 6, okay? You always want to give quotes to have the highest likelihood of a sale when you're at a 7 to a 10. This is when you will get good. And how do you get to a 7 and a 10 is that you ask better questions. You get your prospect to open up. You get them to slowly inch down this scale of pain and need and want so that when you give them the numbers, that they're going to feel like they need it, that there's a problem, that you have a solution because you've gotten them to open up. But the problem is a lot of times we ask, why are we not making sales? And we'll pitch someone who's only a 1, 2, or 3, and we'll give them numbers. And guess what they won't do? They won't buy because there's not enough depth here. Or if they do buy at a 2 or a 3, that is what's called a laydown. Okay, a laydown is anybody can sell them because they already have some type of they don't need anybody to convince them. They already have their mind made up. But your job as a life insurance agent to make more money, to sell 2 policies per day, to sell 10,000 a week, to sell 40,000 a month, is to take someone who comes with a 2 pain on the scale, okay, right here at a 2, and ask them the questions through here to slowly inch them to a 9 or a 10 and then pitch them the product. And guess what happens when you pitch a 9 or a 10? They want to solve their problem and they want to sacrifice their hard-earned money to solve the solution, the pain, the feelings that you got to ask. So if you have to simply break down this, if you want to make more money as a life insurance agent, ask better questions, deeper questions, and remember, this is the scale. Only pitch when they're in the upper quartile, and I promise you'll make more money. Love you guys. If you want more trainings like this, let me know. It's going to help you win. Comment below. Let's go, and let's close.